My fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
Why do you propose eliminating funding for programs that invest not only in local communities but also in the future leaders who care so much about them?
I'll just tell you, it goes back to the same answer I think I had to those advocating for HIV/AIDS program funding as well. We're going to have to make some choices. It's trade-offs. It's trade-offs. It's trade-offs.
Budget cuts.
Cuts.
Again, that's what this is about. This is what our country affords us. Nowhere else can you do this.
Budget cuts.
Cuts.
Education cuts.
What kind of cuts are we talking about? Well, we made a little list for you.
Trade-offs.
Why?
That's what this is about.
Why?
This is what our country affords us.
Budget cuts.
Education cuts.
Budget cuts.
Education cuts.
Budget cuts.
Education cuts.
It's trade-offs. It's trade-offs. It's trade-offs.
Why?
You know, we're going to have to think outside the box here. You know, I said in my remarks, we're doing a wholesale assessment of federal policies and regulation.
Budget cuts.
Education cuts.
Politics and ideology have too often trumped our progress that we're in the situation that we're in.
It's trade-offs.
Budget cuts.
This is what our country affords us.
Cuts.
That's what this is about.
Education cuts. Education cuts.
For decades, Washington's been trapped in the same stale debates that have paralyzed progress and perpetuated our educational decline.
It's trade-offs. It's trade-offs.
Education cuts.
It's trade-offs.
Budget cuts.
We need to move beyond the worn fights of the 20th century if we're going to succeed in the 21st century.